Namaskar class and welcome back to your chapter India Size and Location. In the previous classes we have already discussed about the location, size of India, the differences between the day and night, influence of the latitudinal extent and the neighboring countries of India. Today we are going to begin with the most interesting part of the chapter. Yes, it is the Indian Standard Time. Now, how does this Indian Standard Time vary, or is it similar to the rest of the world? Let's have a look today. How do we determine the time around the world? Yes, longitudes are vertical imaginary lines around the earth which help us to identify and know the different time zones around different countries. As we know that the earth is 360 degrees and the 0 degree longitude is known as the prime meridian or the Greenwich meridian. So how does these meridians help us to identify time? And how does it help us to identify the Indian time? Yes, that is the most interesting part that you will be knowing now. The longitudes play the most important role in identifying the time of a respective region or a country. So today we will be identifying and knowing that what exactly is the time in India. When I look at the longitudinal extent of India, as in the previous classes we have already studied, it extends from 68 degree 7 minutes east to 97 degree 25 minutes east. Now we are going to do some calculations here. If I subtract both the longitudes, that is 97 degree 25 minutes east subtracted by 68 degree 7 minutes east, what do I get? The degree that I get is 29 degree 18 minutes. Now as the calculation along 29 degrees will be difficult, so what do is we take a round figure which will give us an easy calculation, that is 30 degrees. So the longitudinal extent of India has a difference of about 30 degrees. If you do the subtraction for the latitudinal extent, you will almost get the same answer. So we always say that the difference between the longitudinal extent of India and the latitudinal extent of India is approximate 30 degrees. Now what do we do with this 30 degrees? The extent difference of 30 degrees between both the longitudes give us an idea that there is a time difference as well. How? Let's have a look. As by now we already know that the longitudinal extent difference of Indian mainland is about 30 degrees. The second known fact is the amount of time taken by sun rays to travel. So how much is it? The movement of sun rays from one longitude to another takes approximately 4 minutes. So how does it help us? When I see the movement of sun rays from 68 degrees to 97 degrees or the roughly 30 degrees, how do we calculate the time difference in India? The 30 degrees multiplied by 4 minutes, I get 120 minutes. 120 minutes accounts to be 2 hours, which means that the time difference between Gujarat in the west and Arunachal Pradesh in the east stands to be 2 hours. But have you heard about this? The time in Mumbai is around 6 p.m. while in Assam it is 7:30. Do you think that the time varies or changes as we move to different parts of the country? Think over. Right. The answer is no. India follows a common time, that is the time along the standard meridian of India, a line that is passing through the center of India. Like we have the Tropic of Cancer as the middle latitude, we have the central longitude as the standard meridian, which is 82 degrees 30 minutes east, passing from the central part of India in the state of Uttar Pradesh and from the district Mirzapur. The time calculated at the standard meridian from the Greenwich meridian, which is 0 degrees longitude, is considered to be the time for the country, which is accepted universally throughout the country. Now, why do we do that? The universal time acceptance is to avoid any kind of a confusion while traveling around the whole country. So if I am in Gujarat and it is 6 p.m., Arunachal Pradesh will be having 8 p.m. So to avoid any kind of a confusion, we follow a common time which passes through the 82 degree 30 minutes east, that is the standard meridian of India. Now how much is the standard meridian away from the Greenwich meridian? If we calculate the time from the Greenwich meridian to the standard meridian passing through the center of India, it accounts to be plus 530 hours, which means if it is 1 o'clock at the Greenwich meridian, India will be having a time as, think, yes, it will be 6:30. From Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, we have a 2 hours difference. But do we follow that? To avoid any sort of a confusion, the whole nation follows the same time, which is the time calculated at the standard meridian of India, that is 82 degree 30 minutes east. This time calculated at the standard meridian is known as the Indian Standard Time. 82 degrees 30 minutes east is the standard meridian of India, which divides India into almost 2 equal vertical halves, passing through Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. So, Indian Standard Time accounts to be 5 hours 30 minutes ahead of the Greenwich Meridian time. Thank you, class.